The freezer is a truly amazing invention that allows us to safely store food. When it comes to protecting you and your family from foodborne illnesses, chilling your food to appropriate temperatures keeps harmful bacteria at bay. Sure, this is great for raw cuts of meat or if you want a chili popsicle on a hot summer's day, but what if you were trapped in a freezer? What could possibly happen to your body in those terribly cold temperatures? How long could you be trapped and survive to tell the tale? First things first, you're in for a very cold awakening. That's because walk-in freezers are kept at temperatures ranging anywhere from 0 to -10 degrees Fahrenheit. Not only that, but the ceilings, walls, and floors are usually made with 6 inches of insulation covered with sheets of galvanized steel, stainless steel, or aluminum. This is great for food, but for a person, you'd basically be locked inside a giant, tightly sealed, extremely cold metal box. At these sub-zero temperatures, your body begins to use its energy to keep your internal temperature as warm as possible. As your core temperature drops, your body shifts the flow of blood from your hands, arms, legs, feet, and skin and redirects it primarily to your chest and abdomen. This increases the risk of frostbite in your fingers, toes, and exposed skin. When your body can no longer preserve your internal temperature by constricting blood flow, you'll begin shivering to increase heat production. Frostbite can destroy tissue, which can lead to permanent damage and even the loss of the frozen body part. Now you're well on your way to becoming a human popsicle. Once you've passed the frostbite stage, hypothermia becomes another risk. You'll start to feel a lack of coordination, slurred speech, and pale, cold skin. If hypothermia worsens, shivering stops and you'll experience mental confusion, shortness of breath, and an irregular heartbeat. In grave circumstances, there's severe muscle stiffness, extreme sleepiness, unconsciousness, and eventual death. Let's say you're wearing warm clothing and are able to stack up some boxes as a makeshift insulation to separate yourself from the ice-cold steel floor. You may be able to survive the freezing temps for a little while longer. However, another threat is lurking inside that giant frozen box. What about the air? The air we breathe is made up of 21% oxygen. When you breathe in oxygen, you expel carbon dioxide. Over time, the levels of oxygen decrease as the levels of carbon dioxide increase. This can lead to carbon dioxide poisoning, which can cause further confusion and fatigue, as well as vomiting and even brain damage. In England, a young woman got trapped for over 8 hours in the walk-in fridge at the fast food chain she worked at. The fridge was set to just a few degrees above zero. However, since she was only wearing leggings and her work t-shirt, doctors say she was on the verge of hypothermia. In an attempt to get help, she squeezed the message "Help me" on a piece of cardboard with ketchup and slid it under the door. It wasn't until the morning staff showed up that she was eventually freed. Loss of energy and extreme muscle stiffness were experienced due to her chilly lock-in. Not only that, but she also experienced long-term anxiety well after her body physically recovered. Although these wonderful giant frozen cubes are essential for food safety, they can be quite dangerous and even life-threatening. So the next time you use a freezer, remember to enter at your own risk. And at the very least, always use the buddy system. Also, remember to hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to turn on notifications for more great episodes of Fuzzy and Nutz.